Good morning, students. I'm Sangeeta, lecturer in chemistry, branch general section, working in GPT, Narankhed, semester 1, subject general engineering chemistry, subject code 18C104F, major topic electrochemistry, then subtopic introduction. So today in this class I will give introduction to electrochemistry, teaching aids, PPT, diagrams, animations wherever required. Let us recollect what we have discussed in previous classes, that is in our SSC. Types of substances, types of conductors, types of electrolytes. So these types of substances, types of conductors. So substances are classified into two types based on the passage of electricity, that is conductor, insulator. And these conductors are again classified into metallic and non-metallic conductors. Okay, then types of electrolytes. So electrolytes are again classified into strong and weak electrolytes. So these might have studied in your previous classes. Okay, so the next come to objectives. So after completion of this period, you would able to understand. So these are the topics you should understand. Definition of conductor and insulator with examples. Definition of electronic and electrolytic conductors with examples. Definition of electrolyte and non-electrolyte with examples. Definition of strong and weak electrolytes with examples. Means these we are going to discuss in our class. So these you have to understand. So here our unit 6. So today we are starting with next unit, that is last class we finished the 5th unit. So today we are starting the 6th unit, electrochemistry. Okay, so we will see the introduction of electrochemistry. Electrochemistry is a branch of chemistry which deals with the relation between chemistry and electricity. So electrochemistry here in the name itself, there is a relationship between electricity and chemistry. Okay, electricity is used to cause a chemical reactions. So why we are using electricity to cause chemical reactions, and chemical reactions are used to generate electricity. So here we are using electricity to make chemical reactions. That type of cells are called electrolytic cell. That means by passing electricity, some chemical reactions takes place in some type of cells. Those cells are called electrolytic cell. So in some cells there is no passage of electricity. So that cell itself undergoes some chemical reaction. That cell only generates electricity. Those cells are called electrochemical cells. So these two types of cells we will study in this electrochemistry. Okay, electrochemistry is used in industry in number of processes like construction of cells, electroplating, purification of metals, making of alloys. So we will use this electrochemistry in many process industries like. So by using this electrochemistry, we will construct cells and we will do electroplating. We will do purification of metals and we will make alloys also. Okay, so this is the introduction to electrochemistry. So what is electrochemistry? It is a branch of chemistry which deals with the relationship between chemistry and electricity, or you can define in another way also. So the interconversion of electrical energy into chemical energy and chemical energy into electrical energy is called electrochemistry. Okay, so here two types of cells we are discussing, that is electrolytic cells and electrochemical cells in electrochemistry. Now to So this electrochemistry used in industry in number of processes. Like by electrochemistry, we can construct cell, we can do electroplating, we can do purification of metals, and we can make alloys. So this is introduction to electrochemistry. The next, substances are classified into two types based on the passage of electric current. So what are they? Conductor and non-conductor. Okay. So these you studied in your lower classes. First, conductor. A substance which allows the passage of an electric current through it is called conductor. So whichever the substance which allows an electric current to pass through it is called conductor. That means through that substance electricity will be passed. So that type of substances are called conductors. Example, all metals except graphite. Okay, this is a graphite, sorry. All metals, graphite is a non-metal even though it is also a conductor. Graphite, fused salts, aqueous solutions of acids, bases and salts. See here, aqueous solutions. That means with water, combination with water. Aqueous solutions of acids, bases and salts. All these act as conductors. All metals, and this graphite, even though a non-metal, it is also act as a conductor. Fused salts, aqueous solutions of acids, bases and salts. So these are the examples for conductors. Then next to the conductor, a substance which does not allows the passage of electric current through it is called non-conductor or insulator. So whichever the substance which does not allow the electric current to flow through it. That means onto the substance, if you pass the electric current, it will not allow the electric current. So that substance is called as non-conductor, or it is also called as insulator. Examples, all non-metals. So except graphite here. Even though graphite is a non-metal, it will act as a conductor. So except graphite, all non-metals are non-conductors. Wood, rubber, paper and glass. So this is about types of substances, conductor, non-conductor, which conducts electricity, simply, which conducts electricity, which allows the electric current to flow through it, which does not allow the electric current to flow through it is non-conductor. Okay. Then come to types of conductors. The conductors are again divided into two types on the basis of conducting elements. So on the basis of conducting elements, conductors are classified into two types. So what are they? We will see. So electronic conductor, first one, electronic conductors are metallic conductors. So what is meant by electronic conductors? The conductors which conduct electricity without decomposition, and conductivity is due to flow of free electrons, are called metallic conductors. So these are the conductors which conduct electricity without decomposition. That means here decomposition will not take place. So when you pass electricity, there is no decomposition of those substances. And conduction, how it takes place, how it is passing the electric current, due to flow of free electrons, because there are free valence electrons will be there. So they only act as, they only flow. So those are called metallic conductors. So examples, all metals. So when you pass electric current onto the metal, there is no decomposition. Just conduction takes place due to presence of free valence electrons present in the metals. So metals like iron, copper, silver, etc. So all these are examples for metallic conductors. So the conductors which conduct electricity without decomposition, and conductivity is due to flows of, this is not flows, flow of free electrons are called metallic conductors. These are also called as electronic conductors. Okay, next one. Electrolytic conductors or electrolytes are these are also called as non-metallic conductors. So here I didn't write. So these are electrolytic conductors. Electrolytes simply are non-metallic conductors. So the conductors which conducts electricity with decomposition and conductivity is due to flow of free ions are called electrolytic conductors. So here what happens when you pass electricity, the conduction takes place with decomposition. So here decomposition of a solution takes place. So here decomposition takes place means ions will be formed. So due to that ions, conductivity will take place. So conductivity is due to flow of free ions. So here decomposition of a molecule is taking place. When molecule is decomposed, they convert into ions. So due to presence of ions, conductivity takes place. Example, molten salts, aqueous salts, and this aqueous acids and bases. Okay, conductors, electronic conductors are metallic conductors. Electrolytic conductors are non-metallic conductors, or simply we can say electrolytes. So what are metallic conductors here? No decomposition. Without decomposition, they conduct electricity without decomposition, and conductivity is due to flow of free electrons. That type of conductors are called metallic conductors. Example, metals. And here electrolytic conductors. Conduction will be with decomposition, and conductivity is due to flow of free ions. The type of conductors are called electrolytic conductors or non-metallic conductors or simply electrolytes. Example, molten salts, aqueous salts and aqueous solutions of acids and bases, etc. Okay, then next. Come to electrolytes and non-electrolytes. How will you define electrolyte and non-electrolyte? So what is an electrolyte? The compounds which undergoes decomposition by passage of electricity to molten state or aqueous solution are called electrolytes. Already just now I said electrolytic conductors are nothing but electrolytes. So there what is happening? They undergoes decomposition by passage of electricity through molten state or aqueous solution are called electrolytes. The compounds which undergoes decomposition by passage of electricity through molten state or aqueous state. That means they conduct electricity by undergoing decomposition. Okay, the substance which conducts electricity by undergoing decomposition in molten state or in aqueous state. It means they conduct electricity in molten state or in aqueous state are called electrolytes. Example, acids and bases and salts you can write. Aqueous solutions of acids, bases and salts will act as electrolytes. The substance which conducts electricity in molten state in aqueous state by undergoing decomposition. When it undergoes decomposition, then only it conducts electricity. Okay. Those are called electrolytes. Example, aqueous solutions of acids, bases and salts. Then come to non-electrolytes. Some compounds in molten state or in aqueous solution do not conduct electricity due to absence of ions are called non-electrolytes. So there are some substances even in molten state or in aqueous state, they won't conduct electricity. Why they won't conduct electricity? Because there are no ions. So that's why they will not conduct electricity. So those are called as non-electrolytes. Okay, those are called as So you got the difference between the electrolyte and non-electrolyte. Electrolyte means they conduct electricity in molten state and in aqueous state. Whereas the compounds which do not conduct electricity is either in aqueous state or in molten state. Why they won't conduct electricity? Due to absence of ions are called non-electrolytes. Okay, example for non-electrolytes: glucose solution, sugar solution, urea solution. Here ions are absent. So that's why they don't conduct electricity in both states, in molten state as well as in aqueous state. Then come to types of electrolytes. So, and these electrolytes are again classified into two types on the basis of rate of dissociation. On the basis of rate of dissociation, electrolytes are divided into two types. That is strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. So in third unit, we studied acids and bases, that is Arrhenius theory of acids and bases. So according to Arrhenius, what is strong acid? What is strong base? Do you remember that one? The strong acid, strong base, same definition here we apply. So because it is rate of dissociation, it is based on rate of dissociation. They are also based on rate of dissociation. Strengths of acids and bases are classified into strong and weak. So similarly here also electrolytes are divided into two types on the basis of rate of dissociation. That means they are undergoing complete dissociation or they are undergoing incomplete dissociation. Based on that, they are divided into two types, that is strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. So first one we will see what is strong electrolyte. Electrolytes which undergoes complete ionization, means dissociation, and have high conductivity are called strong electrolytes. So when a electrolyte undergoes complete dissociation, what happens? More number of ions will be there. So when more number of ions will be there, conduction will be more. So that's why the electrolytes which undergoes complete ionization, they have high conductivity because more ions will be there. So due to ions only, conduction will be there. So more ions will be there means more conductivity will be there. So that's why they have high conductivity. Those are called strong electrolytes. Electrolytes which undergoes complete ionization and have high conductivity are called strong electrolytes. Example: strong acids, strong bases, and completely soluble salts or highly soluble salts. So all strong acid, HCl, HNO3, all strong bases, and highly soluble salts. Okay, NaCl, KCl. So these are aqueous solutions. So those are strong electrolytes. Then come to weak electrolytes. So weak electrolytes means they undergoes incomplete ionization and have low conductivity are called weak electrolytes. So here they undergo incomplete, that means partial ionization. When they undergo partial ionization, number of ions will be less. When number of ions will be less, they have low conductivity because conductivity is due to ions only. If ions will be less, conduction will be less. So that type of electrolytes are called weak electrolytes. So what is meant by weak electrolyte? The electrolyte which undergoes incomplete ionization and have low conductivity are called weak electrolytes. Example: weak acids, weak bases, and sparingly soluble salts. And that means they won't dissolve that much easily. So like some salt only dissolves. Okay, so slightly dissolve, so slightly soluble salts. So this PbSO4 and PaSO4, some precipitate will be absorbed. So the type of salts are called as sparingly soluble salts. Weak acids, this carbonic acid, acetic acid. Weak bases, ammonium hydroxide and aluminum hydroxide. and sparingly soluble salts. Lead sulfate, BaSO4. These are all slightly soluble salts. So these all are weak electrolytes. Okay. So what we have discussed in this period: types of substances, types of conductors, and types of electrolytes. So once again we will see. What is a conductor? A substance which allows the passage of an electric current through it is called conductor. Example: all metals, graphite, fused salts, aqueous solutions of acids, bases, and salts. Next, second one, non-conductor. A substance which does not allow the passage of electric current through it is called non-conductor or insulator. Example: all non-metals except graphite. Even though it is a non-metal, it will act as conductor. Wood, rubber, paper, glass, etc. Then come to the types of conductors. These are of two types based on conducting elements: electronic conductors and electrolytic conductors. The conductors which conduct electricity without decomposition, and conductivity is due to what? Flow of free electrons. Those are called metallic conductors. Example for metallic conductors are all metals. Okay, then come to the electrolytic conductors. Here conduction is with decomposition. They conduct electricity with decomposition, and conductivity is due to flow of free ions are called electrolytic conductors. Example: molten salts, aqueous salts, and aqueous solutions of acids and bases. These are also called as non-metallic conductors, or simply you can say electrolytes. And what is an electrolyte? The substance which conducts electricity in molten state or in aqueous state undergoing decomposition are called electrolytes. The substance which do not conduct electricity in molten state or in aqueous state due to absence of ions are called non-electrolytes. Electrolyte example: acids, bases, and salts. And non-electrolytes: glucose solution, sugar solution, and urea solution. And types of electrolytes. And these electrolytes are again two types based on rate of dissociation. If they undergo complete dissociation, they have high conductivity. Those electrolytes are called strong electrolytes. Example: strong acids, weak, strong bases, and highly soluble salts. And weak electrolytes means the electrolytes which undergo incomplete ionization and have low conductivity are called weak electrolytes. Example: weak acids, weak bases, and sparingly soluble salts. So this is about introduction to our unit 6, electrochemistry. So what is electrochemistry? It is a branch of chemistry which deals with the relationship between, interrelationship between, that is, there is a relationship between chemistry and electricity. That means by passing electricity, electrical energy is converting into chemical energy. And without passing in electricity, in some cells, chemical reactions taking place, their chemical energy is converting into electrical energy. That means some cells needs electricity and some cells self generates electricity. So here in electrochemistry, we will study two types of cells, that is electrolytic cells and electrochemical cells. So in first semester we will study electrolytic cell, and in second semester we will study electrochemical cell. So in our first semester only electrolytic cell we will study. So what is electrolytic cell, what is it, we will study in the later class. Okay. So now we will see the objective type questions. So what type of objective type questions you may expect from this topic? So first question: which of the following is not a conductor? Example: A metal, B fused salt, C aqueous solution, D wax. So among these, which one is not a conductor? Metal conducts electricity. Fuse or conducts electricity. Aqueous solution conducts electricity. So D, wax is not a conductor. It will not conduct electricity. The next, which of the following is a conductor? So here, which of the following is a conductor? Option A, wood, B, graphite, C, rubber, D, glass. So wood is non-conductor, rubber is non-conductor, glass is non-conductor. So graphite is a conductor. So answer is B. Which of the following is non-electrolytes? So which one is non-electrolyte? What are the options? A, benzene, B, sodium chloride, C, ferric chloride, D, ferrous sulfate. All are the salt solutions. So salt solutions act as electrolytes. So which one is non-electrolyte? So non-electrolyte is benzene. So answer is A. It will not conduct electricity either in molten state or in aqueous state because ions are absent in benzene. Then next, which of the following is wrong regarding to metallic conductor? So here some options are given. So one is wrong. One of the following is wrong regarding to metallic conductor. So if you know about metallic conductor, you can choose the answer easily. Current due to movement of ions. A. Graphite is an electronic conductor. No chemical change. Conductivity decrease with increase of temperature. So what is asking? Which is wrong? That means all are correct, one is wrong. So here answer A. Which one is wrong? Current due to movement of ions. Metallic conductors means due to what? Current is due to movement of what? Electrons. That means answer A is wrong. Current due to movement of ions is wrong. And remaining are correct. Graphite is an electronic conductor and there is no chemical change. Conductivity decrease with increase of temperature, and these points you will get in differences between. Next class we will deal with differences between electronic and electrolytic conductors. So answer is A. Current due to movement of ions is wrong because current due to movement of free electrons. So these are the some of the objective type questions you may expect from this topic. So then come to the questions. So what type of questions you get from this topic? So these are the questions. Define conductor and insulator and give examples. Define electronic and electrolytic conductors and give examples. Write the types of electrolytes and give examples. What is electrolyte and non-electrolyte? So these are the, so among these questions, which one is important means maximum repeated questions are these two questions. Define electrolyte and non-electrolyte and write the types of electrolytes and give examples. Maximum times repeated this question. Strong and weak, a direct question they will ask. What is strong and weak electrolyte and give examples? It is direct. This is indirect. Write the types of electrolytes and give examples. And it is what is electrolyte and non-electrolyte and give example. And this conductor insulator also you got, but maximum repeated. These all are one mark questions, definitions. Okay. So all definitions are important. Among these definitions, maximum repeated questions are these two. Third and fourth questions are maximum repeated. Okay. So today we discussed introduction. In this introduction, we have discussed types of substances, types of conductors, and types of electrolytes. What is electrolyte? What is non-electrolyte? Okay. So in next class, we will go through the differences between electronic and electrolytic conductors and this Arrhenius theory of electrolytic dissociation. So if you have any doubts, we will clarify in the next class. Okay. Thank you, students.